you have no constitutional power to implement Tinubu's peace deal, Rivers elders warned Fubara. The Rivers Elders and Leaders Forum has said they see no peace in the deal brokered by President Bola Tinubu as regards the potential crisis rocking Rivers State. Speaking via a statement on Wednesday, the forum noted that the peace accord signed by the presidential villa in Abuja showed no sensitivity to the people's security, political, and social interests. The statement by the forum follows a Christmas Day broadcast by Governor Siminalayi Fubara, where he pledged to fully implement the presidential peace agreement reached to resolve the ongoing political crisis in the state. Speaking to journalists in Port Harcourt, former Governor of Rivers State Rufus Ada George, who read an open letter to the governor on behalf of the forum, noted that the peace accord signed at the presidential villa in Abuja is a death sentence. The elders warned Fubara to be guided by the constitution he sought to uphold in his quest to restore peace to the state. They insisted that the governor had no constitutional or legal power to implement Tinubu's peace accord. According to the open letter by the elders, the forum believes that there could be peace in Port Harcourt and indeed the entire River State only if Your Excellency would be circumspect in your actions, measured in your engagement, and have a critical mind in your review of events. Therefore, Mr. Governor, you have no constitutional or legal power to implement the presidential peace proclamation. Responding to a question on whether the governor has ever responded to the previous comments on the issue in the state, George clarified that we are not acting on behalf of the governor. We are acting as individuals or a group of residents and indigenous of River State, and we are acting in accordance with the law and the constitution. We don't need to wait for advice or to listen to information or a piece of written messages. We act based on what we know and perceive to be factual. And we know that an agreement or proclamation was written which was not in the best interest of Rivers people, and we're acting on that. The governor may be taking his actions unknown to us. We don't know, but we have not exchanged any direct correspondence in relation to this issue of proclamation. We are acting in the interest of Rivers people. Interesting. Now, again, all this is the sub-drama, sub-politics, and political issues that just serve as distractions to what is really going on. Yes, Wiki is just, at this point, he's involved in so many things, so many dramas, and I feel like it's very counterproductive to engage in these conversations because it's so micro. It's like, we need to look at the bigger picture and see how, as a nation, this impacts, right? Because what this then becomes, I mean, if you look at, the whole of this year, how many sub-stories, right, or sub-political, conflicts have we had and have we had to discuss outside of the whole presidential saga and all that? There's been so many. So all these, in my opinion, are just distractions, and people can get so tied up in who they're supporting. So, for example, I'm supporting, Wiki or Fubara, or and then within our space, we're divided. We can be easily divided. It's actually funny and so easy to see. But it's like, what's the point of discussing these things when it's like, what is it going to do for us? That's personally what I don't get. I don't get how discussing things like this is going to help us. It's such a distraction. And what we should be looking at is how to create a better system in Nigeria. But we are so focused on it's like, you can compare our political space to the Real Housewives series. It's like the real politicians of Nigeria. Like, there's so many subplots. This person did this, this person did that. Oh, you cannot do this. You don't have the power to do this. The president said this, but can you do it? And it's like, are we children? And that's why it's like there's no point because we're just talking and talking and talking. But to engage in things like this, my point of saying this is to be aware that these are distractions and that there are more important things to be worried about in terms of the national issues than people's personal issues with each other in the political space and trying to make it, a political issue as this is what our state is going through. When deep down, something probably happened, last year, 2 years ago, or even recently with these people behind the scenes that we are unaware of. And, they can't actually physically, I guess, fight or I guess, go behind the scenes and fix it. The only way they can do is to throw words at each other. Maybe because of pride or whatever. But yeah, it just, it just doesn't make sense. So, the annoying thing is that we have so many forums, so many elders, so many groups, so many, and I'm just like, what's the point? We create all these things and yes, there's nothing, there's nothing like, there's just honestly nothing. So all these things are just counterproductive and this doesn't make sense. Does not make any sense. But anyways, put what you think in the comment section below and do not forget to like and subscribe.